Last week, riots broke out in the UK as a result of anti-immigrant misinformation. So now there was a stabbing attack that left 3 children dead in Southport, England, and over the weekend, you had ended up having crowds of violent far-right rioters setting fires to hotels, housing asylum seekers in 2 different cities, leaving those inside trapped, while others were damaging public buildings and fighting with police. So, this is horrible. Okay, so now the gatherings ostensibly started as anti-immigration marches, organized on social media platforms like X and WhatsApp and Telegram. Also, there was rhetoric that was amplified by ex-owner Elon Musk, talking about how there will be civil war is coming, after again spreading false information about who had conducted the stabbings. So now, Elon Musk's platform, again, they promote far-right accounts that promote and spread misinformation on purpose. So that was used to spread this misinformation that led to actual literal race riots in the UK. Of course, the UK government's like, I think we need to have a little talk with Mr. Musk here. Not that that's going to really do a whole lot, because they are the UK, and Musk is, X is an American company. Nonetheless, here's what actually happened. Rioters set fire to 2 Holiday Inn hotels in the town of Rotterdam, northern England, and in Tamworth, central England, that were believed to be housing asylum seekers awaiting a decision on their claim. Innocent asylum seekers who didn't do anything wrong. In fact, no immigrant had actually been involved in this violence whatsoever. The Rotterdam hotel at the time was full of terrified residents and staff, according to a statement by South Yorkshire Police Assistant Chief Constable Lindsay Butterfield. In Tamworth, rioters threw objects, smashed windows, started fires, injured a police officer, according to local authorities. In Rotterdam, they threw literal wooden planks, used fire extinguishers against officers, so that's chemical weapons there, setting fire to objects near the hotel, smashing windows to try to gain entry to the building, police said, so they could, go in and murder innocent asylum seekers. This is your right wing. Now, again, going back to what started this, right? Now, on July 29th in Southport, there was a horrific stabbing. 3 girls were killed between the ages of 6 and 9. 8 other children and 2 adults were injured. So this was a mass knifing. Police ended up detaining a 17-year-old suspect. Now, the identity of that suspect had to be revealed by police because of all the right-wing misinformation, claiming that they were an asylum seeker or a Muslim immigrant. In fact, less than 2 hours after the stabbing, a social media user known as European Invasion claimed that the attacker was alleged to be a Muslim immigrant. The allegation posted on X later appeared to be on Facebook and Telegram. The allegation posted on X later appeared to be on Facebook and Telegram as well. Now, that attacker was neither a Muslim immigrant or an asylum seeker. So he was actually born in Wales in 2006 to parents who had immediately immigrated here to the UK from Rwanda. So nonetheless, they didn't let the facts come out at all. They just assumed, asylum seeker, immigrant, Muslim. So that's how stupid people are. Racists, okay? Automatically assuming, without any evidence, of course, they must be the violent ones. No, you're the violent ones. You're doing a literal riot. Now, police said some of the rioters were believed to be supporters of the English Defence League, which is a far-right group that has organized anti-Muslim protests since 2009. So, entirely based on stereotypes, Islamophobia. These chuds have proven, ironically, that they are the dangerous ones. Now, there's some good news here, right? Now, since then, anti-racist protesters have taken to the streets. Stand Up to Racism and other groups had actually planned massive counter-protests in response to the rioters. However, in most places, the rioters were gone. Now, yes, there were a lot of arrests. About around 400 people had been arrested by police as a result. Police have pledged to prosecute those responsible and include those who use social media to incite the violence. Well, good luck on that one. But like, you had, peaceful anti-racist protesters coming out there later on and shouting things like, "Whose streets? Our streets." Crowds in other places like London's North Finchley crowd chanted "Refugees welcome" and "London against racism." Some held signs saying "Stop the far right," "Migration is not a crime," and "Finchley against fascism." Hell yeah. Now, there were some scuffles between the two groups. At one point, a man who had been shouting at an anti-racist group, pulling the shirt up to show off an eagle tattoo, was punched in the face by a protester. But other than that, there hasn't been violent clashes. So in reality, it is the right wing that did the rioting, did the violence, and tried to kill innocent people. And that's really the difference, right? So look, normal people are out there not blaming all immigrants for the crimes of people who were, again, literally born in the UK, okay? And it kind of mirrors some of the problems that we have in the United States, in the fact that immigrants, undocumented immigrants specifically, actually commit less crimes than native-born Americans here. And so it's a similar thing in the UK. This person, born in Wales, UK citizen, not an immigrant. And so, but look, normal people don't blame all immigrants for the crimes of people who, again, are immigrants, if that happens to be the case, okay? It's the difference of ignorance versus humanity, okay? Not doing, blaming everybody for the actions of one person. Like, for example, you don't blame all Christians for the actions of a Christian that would do a crime. Because Christians do crime. Christians have murdered people. We don't blame all Christians for it. And yet, for some reason, it's totally expected and okay, and even, preferred, that if somebody who is a Muslim, and I'm not saying this guy is, right? I don't know. But like, if a Muslim does a crime, suddenly you have to blame all Muslims. Or if an immigrant does a crime, you have to blame all immigrants. No, that's ridiculous. It's stupid. Okay? And then, of course, you also have the difference here of mob violence versus justice. The young man who did the stabbings is already in custody and is going to be punished harshly. And he should. He stabbed people. Killed 3 people. I mean, children. That's horrible. It's horrible. Nobody's against him getting justice, right? But if you're trying to go with doing collective punishment of a group of people that had nothing to do with the crime, again, asylum seekers, then you're a bad person. Why don't we let justice take its course, right? And by the way, if you are one of the people who want to compare this to Ferguson or the George Floyd protests, or what right-wingers claim is, it's George Floyd riots. Remember, those protests were actually started because there was no justice. There were no arrests for the people that were responsible for murdering George Floyd. So that illustrates the difference here. The left protests when there is a lack of justice. That should happen because there were no arrests. The right wing, they riot when they want to put justice into their own hands. And that right there is the difference. That is the difference between the left and the right when it comes to demonstration, when it comes to protest, and when it comes to riots. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.